I'm going to try something a little bit different for this video, just using some screencasting software to take a look back, a little bit of a review of 2022. It might not work perfectly, but let's give it a shot. So the good thing about this year, there's been a range of in-person events. There's been Worlds and Euros and a number of the other major events. It's been really good. People have been doing classes. We had the shred-off competition, which I'll talk about a little bit later. So competitions happening all around the world, online, offline. So the shred-off, that was a big deal. Good chance for people from all around the world to participate. Unfortunately, including for me, travel is still a little difficult. But seeing really high levels of skill, especially from our Final Four competitors. You can see there's various playlists of the different rounds. You can see everyone's videos, and that's the beauty of this shred off, that there's high level content coming out regularly. If you look back on the last couple of years, there's huge amounts of very high level footbag play. And here's our man giving us the challenging tricks for the link of the day. Certainly not easy. But the shred-off concept came as part of the online worlds. Here's myself and Caroline Birch trying out a bit of doubles, not particularly successfully. So the East Coast Championships were another one that was on again, the 40th East Coast. Ben Barrows made a good video of that. So I think it's 41st Worlds, so to have 40 East Coasts is a great run. You can see some of those classic East Coast players. Now, what we're also seeing, some younger sort of people just getting into just playing a bit of hack, in this case in the snow. These people have a page called the House of Hacky, and they look like they're having a good time. And that's how a lot of us got started. You know, they're doing really good backgrounds, just making it look fun. And it's good to see that on Instagram and other platforms. Speaking of the social media, Matt Kammer and his passback footbags, I think he's figured out the algorithm. This clip had about 8,000 or 9,000 views. He's got these good combos. And I really like the vibe of this video. This is the Swiss Footbag Open. It's one of the classic tournaments. I have to make it to that one day, but you can just get a great feeling of the vibe from this video. Bit of freestyle, bit of net, plenty of cheese. A family-friendly event. And then we had Worlds in Poland this year. So once again, just a really nicely made video showing people playing, having a good time, getting some sunshine. And it's really good to have these in-person events back on the schedule. And here's our routines champion, Patrick Cherney. Here's a little bit of the action from the SIC 3 tournament. Now, footbag, it might be a small sport, but it's very worldly. Look at all these guys doing the rip and run in Japan. And all of them are doing quite decent runs. So they had the Japanese Footbag Championship. They've been running really good events with a mix of online and offline, international competitors allowed and not allowed. They've been very impressive at their organisation through the pandemic times. And speaking of worldly, in South America, we've got our Footbag Magician and the South American Championships coming up. And there's actually a newspaper article about what they're up to. So you can see all these little clips. They had a trio of players at Worlds. Here we go. So South American Championships coming up there. And it's actually 10 years ago exactly since I myself went there. So as I was saying, great to see the real life tournaments happening. Hope you enjoyed this format. Something a little bit different. If people like it, I might try and do some more next year. If you don't, you just lost a few minutes of your time. Too bad. But big thank you to all those people who are putting on the events, whether it's online, offline, who are doing the filming, sharing it on YouTube, and turning up to the tournaments is the most important thing.